Hi, Davi here, and today we have a new episode in the product review series. And today we'll be doing a review of the Arrtx Simptap acrylic markers. They did send me a previous batch, but it was a smaller version, and I think they did market that as the anime set. You basically had a bunch of saturated colors, or that's the name you see on the box, 60 saturated colors. But now we'll be reviewing it's sort of a new updated version of the Simptap. I think the original one is the 24 set, but for this two new sets based off of the 24 set Simptap markers, they did change they added the transparent protection cover. It's in the end of the pen, so it avoids like accidental clicking. I'm assuming when you ship the markers, maybe sometimes it accidentally like clicks, so it's kind of a waste if it arrives already sort of opened up. So it does have their protection, and also it does have an upgraded valve action structure. Basically, the pen is a bit different than the original 24 Simptap acrylic markers. So they did send me the 36 Simptap and the 48 Simptap. I'm not even sure why they call it Simptap. It's a pretty interesting name, but I did use the 36. They're pretty much the same set of colors. Obviously, the 48 has way more colors than the 36, and the 36 has way more colors than the 24 original set. Yeah, so in the background, you will see a few like video snippets of me using these markers. I am mainly using the 36 set. And I think for most people, if you just want to try, or if you've never tried acrylic markers, I do recommend buying, if not this, just either the anime set where you have, it's a bit thinner, but there's 60 acrylic markers. They are thinner, or you can buy the 36 set instead, just because you don't need that much markers, especially if you're just starting out. And yeah, so for the pen, let's talk about how it is bigger than as I mentioned, the one they sent before this one. I think it's the most popular one, the anime sort of set, where the acrylic markers are thinner. But obviously this one's different because it does hold more paint and the brush tip is way larger. So not only do you have like a fine point, because for all brush tips you will always have some kind of fine point, but the fact is you do have a much larger side. So you will see in the video sort of featured in the background, you can see me fill up like huge areas with just the side of the brush very quickly. So that's kind of the big advantage here, which does set it apart from the more popular like anime set. Now, yeah, it does also, as I think I mentioned this, it does have to be clicked in the end. So they did add the protection, but you do have to remove it. It's not like super attached. It's just there for to prevent accidental like clicking. But once you do get these acrylic markers, you do have to click it to sort of open it up. Some advice, I do recommend that you have some tissue paper with you, just because sometimes when you do click the end, it will bleed. Sometimes it does, sometimes it won't. So just to be safe, just set apart or have on the side some tissue paper and just fold it up so it's kind of thick, and then you do your pressing there. You do have to shake it first. There is a set of instructions that comes with the markers, and I think it's even in the pen itself or the marker itself. And it does have a transparent portion in the just above the actual brush tip, so you can see the paint or the ink actually flow in. So you'll know how to adjust the pressure of like when you're pressing the end of the marker, you won't know how much to push or press. And yeah, they also did send me the Arrtx Sketchbook, and I did have an issue with this. Well, not this actual sketchbook, but because in the last sort of product review of the Arrtx markers, the anime sort of set, I didn't really have paper. I just used a random notebook. Now, thankfully, it did not bleed, but I could tell if I kept adding more like paints, it's gonna end up like bleeding eventually because it's gonna end up becoming so thick. But thankfully for this sketchbook that they did send over, it's pretty strong. I'm not really so technical with like the thickness of it because they do have numbers here, which I don't really get. But I will be sending or adding links to these products in the description below, so you can actually see the more detailed sort of breakdown of their products. But yeah, the paper is mixed pulp, and the applicable mediums are, like drawing pencils, sketching pencils, color pencils, and markers. Now, it did not say watercolors. I'm not sure why. Because I have used the acrylic markers, the Simptap markers, and I've used like a bunch of like layers. Basically, I was layering paint or paint after paint after paint, and it still held pretty strong. So that's pretty cool. Like you won't have to worry about the paper basically breaking. So I do think when you're using mixed media anything, you need to find an appropriate sketchbook. Usually the thicker the better, just because you don't want any bleeding to happen. Especially when you're using like markers, whether alcohol based or these acrylic markers, and obviously watercolor. But to be fair, or to be clear, they did not say watercolor in the tag or in the as an applicable medium in the cover thingy. So there you go. What's also cool about it is you can open it up to a full spread, so you don't have this because I've had this issue with these types of hardcover sketchbooks or notebooks where if you open it up, it will sort of spring back up and close. So you have to find some kind of like vase or something heavy to sort of hold your like the other half of the sketchbook down, and it's very annoying if that happens. But in this case, it will open flatly, and I guess I'm gonna feature a video in the background where you will see me sort of do or extend the sketch, which was sort of meant for just a page, but it did extend it to the other page, and it looks good. I think it's really good if you like scan this, just because it's a much wider spread, and you can just be more free and not be sort of held back by that weird sort of crease in the middle. So that's a big advantage of having. I'm not sure what kind of like folding it is or binding it is, but it's a kind of binding or notebook where two pages can be laid flat without you having to hold it down with some kind of weight or having to use like a clip to sort of hold it into some kind of board. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The major sort of details of these markers, general sort of, or I guess advice on it, having sketched with these or sketch or paint or render with these markers. I have seen these markers used, and like just check out YouTube and just search for Arrtx acrylic markers. A lot of these artists, shout out to them, whoever they are, they're very planned, meaning they do a sketch in the beginning and then they use the acrylic markers after. And I've even seen an artist sort of print out like a sketch. They did the sketch digitally and then they printed it out to some kind of like thick board or something, and then they use the acrylic markers after. I mean, you can do that, but I think for someone who's a bit sketchy, and maybe you're this kind of person or this kind of artist, I want you to try, as I did, to be a bit more expressive or impressionistic with these markers, just because I think you're gonna gain a little more. Because when you're doing the other approach where you plan things out in pencil and then do like you're essentially rendering the thing with the markers, you can do that. It does look good. I will link some artists below who kind of have a nice way of doing it, where they kind of render the piece. But I think you can use it in a different kind of way where you can just jump in and start sketching and be more sort of loose with your marker strokes or brush strokes. Because I think you can get kind of scared when you use these markers because you don't want to sort of ruin things. And I think that happens because we're so used to alcohol-based markers, water-based markers, or or watercolor brushes. I think it's like you're missing out on being able to paint over maybe a mistake, or maybe you're missing out on being able to layer something in an opaque kind of way, not in a watercolor sort of wash way. And I think you can have fun with this, especially if you're a digital artist. For me anyway, I like to paint over like previous strokes. So having like an opaque way of doing it traditionally is very freeing. I mean, you can do this with gouache, but the thing with gouache is it's not very convenient. You have to like prepare your gouache paint and brushes, and you have to have your watercolor or water thing. It just takes a lot more like materials and tools and set up. But with acrylic markers, you can just sort of jump in and sketch something out in a more opaque, direct kind of way. And yeah, just try not to be too planned with it. I mean, you can sketch something. You will see me like sketch something very loosely with either pencil or ballpoint pen. And it's not really permanent. It's just there to sort of lay things out sort of loosely, and then just let the paint sort of flow and just have fun with it. And I think you're gonna gain a lot from doing things this way. You can always try the other way where you plan things out a bit more and use the markers more carefully, but try sketching with it instead of rendering with it. I'm not saying you should do it this way, just try it out and see how it plays out. Basically, just try being a bit more loose with how you approach your artwork with these acrylic markers. Also, I recommend using the full brush tip. Basically, don't be afraid to sort of go back and forth between using the tip of the brush tip and the side of the brush, because I think you can get scared because you obviously don't want to damage your brush tip, but it can take a beating just because it is a fat, thick tip, right? So you can go from a very fine point to a very flat / wide sort of like stroke with this brush tip. So I think that's part of the intention of this new sort of set of brushes. It is meant to be a bigger, it is meant to fill in larger areas of acrylic paint. So don't be afraid to be, because they have another set. Again, I mentioned the Arrtx 60 saturated colors, or the anime set as they market it. So you can always use that for like smaller, more tighter sketches. And you can even use that along with these bigger ones. Aside from that, I do recommend you layer your strokes. So don't just limit your paint strokes to like one value or two values. You could try to use all, or not all, but a lot of like different hues or values. And I think you can, because the medium itself, the acrylic paint, you can afford to layer stuff a lot more using this and say, obviously watercolor or markers or even pencil. The closest thing to these acrylic markers would have to be gouache, because in gouache you can be a bit more opaque and sort of layer things. And maybe oil, I'm not so sure because I'm not that experienced, but I think gouache is the best medium that's close to using acrylic markers, or also acrylic paint, obviously, maybe. But yeah, don't be afraid to paint over previous strokes as well. So if you do make a mistake, you don't really have to worry about it too much, because you can always sort of paint over it with these markers, because they can get pretty thick. Just make sure you have enough ink, because you'll notice if it's going to end up looking more like a watercolor brush if you haven't clicked the button enough. You can get that sort of effect, which is kind of useful, but obviously that's not the full intention or the main intention of these markers. You want that acrylic or opaque look. So just make sure you just look at the brush tip, make sure it has a lot of like paint in it, and then you can more comfortably paint over your previous strokes. So I guess that's like my general or quick sort of bit of advice using these markers. And just for someone who's like, I do classify myself, or I identify as more of a digital artist. I do think I want to incorporate more traditional, not more necessarily, but because I haven't been sketching traditionally for a long time. Everything has been done either in Clip Studio Paint, Photoshop. So I think I have been losing a bit of like skills along the way that you can really best develop when you do it traditionally. Being more bold, being direct. I mean, you can do that obviously digitally, but being limited to like certain mediums, like a pencil, a marker, a brush, whatever, it's just different. And if you just go to YouTube, you will see this sort of back and forth sometimes, especially with more experienced artists. Eventually, you kind of feel the need to go back and forth just because maybe it helps freshen things up. So for traditional artists, maybe they'll dabble in Procreate or something. And for digital artists, maybe they'll bring out their sketchbook and start sketching in like pen or pencil. And I think I'm in that stage where I need to incorporate a little bit in my process, just because, I don't know, my hands just seem to long for it. And I'm actually glad they did send me not even this batch, but the batch before that, just because it sort of made me realize that I kind of need to make sure I'm not getting weak when it comes to sketching traditionally. I'm not really planning on doing like full illustrated pieces traditionally. I just want to be able to sketch stuff in my sketchbook. I did buy a couple of sketchbooks that's, just meant for like pencil or pen. And I want to get good at just going back into the groove of sketching stuff in my traditional physical sketchbook. So it's something to try out. Now, obviously, most of you are going to be digital artists. So you can try out these brushes, or in general, it doesn't have to be like these markers or these acrylic markers. Try to bring out like a sketchbook, something, maybe a piece of paper, print paper, and just try sketching something in your with ballpoint pen or pencil. Because I think it's just like it helps you sort of step back a bit without fully stepping back from art. Because I think we don't often need to take big breaks necessarily. It may feel that way, but usually you just need to change or switch something up. I mean, this can happen with something simple like changing the setup of your desk or office, or changing your software or programs, or changing your subject. And I think another way to do it is to change your mediums. Given that most of us in this channel, I do believe I think we use digital mediums. I think once in a while, trying out traditional sketching or painting can be sort of a reset, but it's not a kind of break where you're not doing art. You're still doing art, but it just resets things. So you're being productive while sort of taking a break at the same time. So you're kind of hitting two birds with one stone. I mean, I'm not saying don't ever take breaks. Obviously, if you're like super exhausted or something, then take a break. But once in a while, usually, I think you don't need to take full breaks. You probably just need to switch something up. That's just something to think about. So that's it for this product review of the Simptap acrylic markers and the sketchbook as well. And yeah, I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.